think that's what really kept me level-headed. Like, bro, I'm not fighting over no dude. That's not even my dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it just was one of those things.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know y'all got other stories and all of that to elaborate on, but I want to go a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So like, at what point did y'all figure out the animosity for each other wasn't warranted?
So, for me, when I let my intuition let me know that it was more to the story and found out that she was expecting, I want to say, I don't know if it was like right away or was it like a couple months, because I think that was maybe like in September or something like that. Whatever.
When I found out, it was September.
Right.
That was very
around
early
the time.
on.
But that January of 17, she had reached out and wanted to have a sit down, and I'm like, yeah. She wanted me and him to meet with her so that we could have an adult conversation, right? Let's figure out what we're going to do from here, because
the reality
at
is
this
you got
point, you've
twins
got
on the way.
twins on the way.
So at this point, including those twins, how many children were there total between you two?
At that time,
our oldest three, and then here's the thing. So
she was technically pregnant again.
I was technically pregnant again with our fourth. No,
but didn't know.
Right.
And
so she was pregnant with.
So she
the
had
twins.
three that she knew
three
that was living.
So technically 4 though.
But yeah, because she was pregnant.
And she had the twins.
And I had twins
that she was pregnant with. Yeah.
So technically 6 children.
So
at
no
that
man
time.
got
6 lives. 6 lives involved.
Got eight in total.
No, I mean,
now,
at
that time,
yes.
yes.
Shout out to the kids.
So, right. So,
D6. We'll get to the rest of it.
So she wanted to meet with us. He was not having it, and I was like, "We going."
Why do you think he didn't want to meet like that?
Because the truth was really there was no hiding from the truth at this point anymore. And at that point, there was still a story that was being given that wasn't even his children.
And you said we're going. So at this point, he's no longer with you. He's with you.
He's back at September.
So in
September,
he officially left my home.
Okay.
And a couple of weeks later, in October,
Yep.
I found out I was pregnant, and then further along, found out it was twins. Right. I reached out because I knew he was back home, and I said, "Listen," I called him over. He snuck over there because, she was going to beat him up.
I wasn't laying hands.
He snuck over there, and I said, "Listen,
here's your proof.
This is what it is, and I promise to God I won't tell nobody you the daddy, but you got to sign over your rights."
So that was initial.
That's
you
how
want him
I
to sign his
came.
rights over off top.
I'm like, just sign it over, because what I don't want to do
Is drama.
is all of this. I done dealt with it all this time. Then I'm already embarrassed in the mug. Did him up, right? Because now I'm this side chick pregnant with kids, and I had already left my husband, and people didn't know I had left my husband, so they thinking it's my husband's kids. Bro, it's a lot, right? Yeah. So, I said, "Listen, just sign over your rights," and he was like, "No, I know they're my kids. I'm gonna do what's right."
Yeah.
But then it's like I gotta give pieces of information to other people because I can't contact him directly.
Right.
So, and I was jumping through hoops.
Yeah.
Anything she wanted to know, you will not talk to my husband. You will not. And I'm like, that's fine.
No, that's
the doctor appointment is here.
Yeah.
This is what time it is. And I was getting called crazy.
So
like, bro, why is you doing all this?
So
and I'm like, whatever is going to
process.
make you happy. Because right now, my concern is this man going to be a daddy to these babies?
So
whatever
of the time, you was graceful.
Definitely.
Why?
She definitely
Why?
came in.
Because why not? I don't know.
Like, because most people ain't graceful.
I think it was more I was dealing with my own. I was dealing with my own stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't have no more energy to give to this.
I think too that you really wanted for the twins to have a relationship with
definitely,
their siblings.
and that's why I was kind of sharing with them in the car. Like, I think we definitely first connected because we shared a trauma bond.
Yeah.
Right.
We both had daddy issues.
Yeah.
Abandonment issues. And we never wanted our children to go through this. So I think it was like, I'll put all of this aside to make sure my children do not have to experience what we both experienced.
Yep.
And that
So then we found out that we had really more in common than we thought.
Yeah.
That's why no name like y'all, right? Y'all
Now
think?
we have different approaches. I would definitely say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're definitely
I'm
different
more
approaches.
emotional, and she's more laid back.
I would say she's off the rip.
Yeah.
And I'm more like,
Like, she only gonna give you so long
But-
to feel what you feeling, and then
you
it's gonna be
gotta-
like, okay, where
what
we
we
going
doing?
with this? Like,
what are we doing
you
with
know.
this? I'm gonna give,
And I'm like,
I'm
no,
gonna
you
give
gonna
48
if I
hours.
want to feel this for 2 months, you gonna let me feel this.
And I'm like, we gotta come out of that. I'm just not with all that.
So what made you eventually turn over and say, okay, let's do it?
Well, our meeting, she said, it would be a
I
cold
said-
day in hell
That's exactly what I said.
before
I said
her
it
children met my children.
ever. That's exactly what I said. And then he was like, I don't know why you want to come anyway. And I was like, don't talk to me.
And then 2 hours later, in our SpongeBob words,
Okay.
I get a message like, I guess it will be okay if they meet.
So here's the thing. Sometimes God worked really fast, and sometimes, he take his time. And God really dealt with me, like, hard. Like, I have, my mom's oldest 3 children is with one man. And like she said, I already dealt with issues with that, right? Rejection, abandonment, all that, whatever. My other siblings, with him and his wife, between my father and his wife, we didn't get to grow up with them. And years down the road, when we were trying to connect with them, they really had a hatred for us. I mean, heavy. Felt like we abandoned them, like we didn't want nothing to do with them. But it's like, we were kids too. We didn't have a choice. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it was just that fast. Like, from when we left to like getting home, and it was just like, you gonna do this to your kids? You gonna do this to your kids too? And I had to suck it up.
Yeah.
And so from that moment on, I'm like, she got an appointment. Now she listen, she was so fabulous, because I didn't. To me, I was scared that I was gonna lose him again at that moment. So I'm like, I don't want you talking with her. I don't want you doing this. Like, all the contact can be through me. Now I'm like, girl, you was stupid. You should get. They needed to talk. Like, those are his kids, right? But I mean, she would. Here's the appointment is this time. This is how the twins are doing. This is how twin A is doing. Twin B is doing. Because at the time there was no names.
Right.
Pictures. Like, I knew when she was headed into like going to give birth. I think towards maybe like 3-4 months or whatever. Like, God just really started. I want to say this. Where she was giving me grace, everybody else was like, you just need to get over it. And so what? Like, I almost lost my mind when I found out that she was expecting. Like
crazy enough.
you
to go
already
bust a window
stepped out.
More
Because
like,
at that point, she wasn't expecting, I don't think, and I didn't know.
So you was willing to go further than that.
No,
In your mind.
no,
That's
I
it.
mean,
no, like that. Just like
It-
like a
man,
mental
that
breakdown,
hurts
like a
deep.
nervous breakdown, like letting it all go. Like,
because I've given you something more than just sex. I started a whole family with you. I thought we were on the same page. I thought we wanted the same things out of life. I thought, like, no matter what, because I gave you an out before we actually said our vows. Like, you sure you want to do this? Because we can keep it where it's at, right? To me, at that point, I'm like, shoot, I'll keep fornicating and shacking up until God deals with me otherwise, versus getting married again, and you don't really want this. Because once I get married the second time, I'm in for life, hell or high water. See, he focused on that. Like, it don't, like, it's my, okay, so it don't matter what I do. I had already set the tone and let him know, like, I will take any BS that you throw at me. I'm not going nowhere. I'm gonna stay, whatever. I had already set that tone. Right. So why do I have to change it if you're gonna keep accepting it? So, but at that point, like I said, everybody listens like, get over it. Like, and so what? She was like,
and from my part, going through this pregnancy, I was literally in a support group on Facebook, bro.
Yeah.
Because I was depressed because you I got the judgments. You a home wrecker. Never thought this about you. You bogus in a mug. Like, you a slut. You this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all these years, I've been a good wife. And then I just had to have
friend to people.
Bro.
Then I made a mistake.
Yeah.
And I didn't care at the time, no. But I decided to take the brunt of everything. But now I gotta go through this by myself.
Yep.
And then I could have just stayed in my marriage. So it's like all of this, like, bro, I could have just stayed in my marriage. Then you contemplating all the things that didn't add up, you know. So then you like, how you end up here? And now I'm gonna go from 2 kids in a marriage to now a single mom of 4.
Yeah.
So how was that transition?
It was depressing. It was lonely. And then I had people coming at me. Well, that's what you get. Like, you don't get no slack.
Yeah.
I was sick my entire pregnancy. Well, that's
wrong?
what you get.
Are they wrong?
Nobody can beat you up more
That's
than
a
yourself.
hard question. It's the truth. It's a good
Listen.
I think
this is what I will say. People extend grace for what they want to extend grace for.
Yeah, that's true.
It's hard to extend grace when you don't agree with the situation. So everything is subjective.
No,
but nobody could beat you up more than you beat yourself up when you know you've done wrong.
Yeah,
that's true.
There was no reason when I found out that this man was married that I should have slept with him. Did I pay attention to that then? No. There was no reason when you knew that you could not see a future with somebody. Why would you even have unprotected sex? Hello, you're dumb, right? So there's nothing that you can, it's nothing. But now I'm here and I have nobody. And then the people I thought was my people felt the same way.
Not people in it.
They was like, bro, you on your own.
Yeah.
I mean, I was everything. So then then when you going through something, you feel like everybody looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
right, no,
yeah.
Especially in a small town like Kankakee, boy,
right
they
on
like,
Street.
well, what you say about my name? Oh, you hear about Brianna?
You in the middle of Court Street.
Like, I own a business. I did a consultation. I did a consultation with a girl who told me my story. Like, ain't you such, and you had a baby with such. And I'm like, well, if you're gonna get it right, I had 2, but dang, like, I knew her from nowhere.
You got a whole camera right now to look at. What do you say to those people who abandoned you, left you, said these crazy things? Is there anything you have to say to the public about it?
You did what you felt you had to do. And thankfully, I had a support system to where I didn't go crazy.
Yeah.
I had a support system. Even my pastor, who was not my pastor at the time, but I could trust her with my life.
What's the pastor name?
I will say it after we conclude this show. I promise you.
Shout out to the pastor.
But shout out to the pastor, not just in title. My pastor labored with me when I wasn't even a member of her church.
Yeah.
She labored with me. And when I say labored with me, she said the prayers.
Mm-hmm.
She saw the Facebook post. She saw the ups and downs. She saw the situation.
Videos,
she was close to both of us.
Yeah. And let me say, she did not uphold either one of us in our wrong.
Definitely didn't uphold it.
It didn't matter that I was his wife. She held me accountable for my wrongdoings too.
So that's why I say about support is I don't have to agree with what you're doing, but support and love, it does cover a multitude. It covers a multitude of things. And so I would say to those people that did, where I felt like did abandon me, you did what you had to do. Mm-hmm. But thank God for the ones who stuck with my mom.
Mm-hmm. Shout out.
Anika Wims.
Yes, she did. Bestie.
Who is the godmommy to my twins. And she said, I'm going to need you to get saved.
Yeah.
Straight. Like, I'm going to need you to get saved because you know better. Mm. You know you have a calling on your life. You know you shouldn't even be out here doing these things. But them my babies. Like, she called me out. Yeah. Her husband, who wasn't her husband at the time, he was her boyfriend at the time. This is how he meeted me.
Yeah.
In this situation. Yeah. And you know how guys get like, you don't need to be hanging with this
old right. You be doing this?
You be doing
That's what
so,
you know.
Shout out to my brother Chuck.
Yeah.
Because he came and moved items for me because I could not He moved. With people who sat up there and partied with me, who smoked in my house, even though I wasn't about that life. But I had parties in my house. Them people who hung out with me during all of that was nowhere to be found. Okay. All the money I spent, all the stuff I hosted, all the she's so cool and Bree you this and Bree you that. They were nowhere. Driving my vehicle. They were nowhere to be found. It was the loneliest time of my life, and I felt like I got my karma immediately.
Karma ain't no joke.
I felt like I got my karma.
Shit ain't real.
So I felt like, listen, I think that I definitely got what was coming to me. If people was really vengeful, I got what was coming to me, and I got it ASAP Rocky.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So there was a lot to unpack there. Mm-hmm. So now y'all don't know because y'all haven't carried children, but babies do carry the temperament of their mom a lot of times, and so you don't want to be depressed and your baby come out depressed or battling things.
Crying all the time, they come out.
You are miserable and you trying to give life, and then what do you explain? My kids are of age now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How do you explain this?
Yep.
And we still going through the dynamics of. How is that? Those my siblings, but she's not my mom, and you're my mom.
They be asking questions.
Why didn't you? Why are you not married to my dad?
It's another topic.
It's just like
show.
For real. So it's a lot. Yep. So then now you got to explain to kids who have nothing to do with anything. Well.
And they got the right to know.
They do.
And they got the right to know.
They do. So I'm like, well, all we decided to do is the best we can do.
Yeah. Exactly.
They're not going to see us coming against one another. We're united front. How do we get to that place? Yep. She had to do more than I did, I think. Yeah. Because that was her husband that she took vows with. And that's just the end of the day. Honor your marriage, right?
What did you learn from a marital standpoint from this?
That I had a lot more strength than I thought I did.
How so?
Like I said, I thought, man, one, my hormones were all over the place because I was having kids back to back already. And when you have kids back to back and your hormones never come back to zero, then you go through something so traumatic after your body has already gone through so much trauma. Mm-hmm. It's a lot. So
as a man, it's hard for you to understand it. So I guess I didn't look at that aspect too. Yeah.
As the pregnancy went on, as she would send like ultrasound pictures and stuff, and you see the growth and everything or whatever, and she carried the twins quite beautifully, honestly. And then when they were born, and I remember I was calling like. I was reaching out to her mama like, are they here? She, what's going on? And they finally came in, and she sent pictures. And first thing I said, I ain't gonna lie. Shout out Brittany Smith. I was at her house at the time, and I was like, Britt, look at this. Me and her just looked at each other like, them his kids. They started cracking up laughing like, you know what I'm saying? And then I showed him it. So then I reached out when it was time, because of course she needs to get her breast and stuff, whatever. Right. But I think shortly after she came home, we was there. I'm like, we going. Right. Tried to make sure that we got there as much as possible. And then
Charmane really pushed, really, and that's a salute to her because, she could real life hate my kids and hate my guts too.
No, for real.
And she really was just like, no, we're going to see these babies. She has bought diapers. She has supported. She has been there every step of the way. She has babysitted. She has kept. So it was
vice versa.
So now we're at a point where I'm like, it's no question.
Yeah.
And we both have a thing we don't mistreat no kids. That don't go on around here. Yeah. And we both found a common denominator. When we rock hard. When our people is our people.
That's just what it is.
I mean, yeah. It's kind of deep. So we found that similarity in one another. We go for each other how we want people to go for us.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it's reciprocated. So it's not
fake.
Yeah.
And again, it took a lot because I think at one point she wouldn't even really step into church.
Yeah. No.
Back inside of a church, and then also at another point, I was so petty because I'm like, I don't care if you did know them first. Like this, my pastor, this my church.
So that's your pastor too.
Selfish.
Yeah,
this my pastor
she
too.
was fighting over the church.
I was
so
petty.
And then I was mad because I'm like, I grew up
like
I knew them first.
You know.
But then the dynamic had changed.
It changed.
And so when I would step in, there were literally church members who was rocking with them.
And then there was some that was rocking with them.
And so they was like,
and then don't walk in because soon as walk in, like,
for real, all eyes. Now that was like legit.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm not going to that church.
But it didn't stop there because it wasn't just eyes on her. When I got pregnant with our fourth, it was like
even if they wasn't rocking. This is a serious story. Like it's a beautiful ending that y'all have going, and it's respected. Much love. I don't know if you've been looking, but y'all been getting praise on here. The way y'all are going about it now, and as much as I playfully in the beginning was overwhelmed from it, you gotta understand on the outside looking in that's a tough story.
Like I said, we done got called everything. I mean,
telling you.
her brother called us the Sisterwives. We took family pictures. We took family pictures. The siblings, we were all matching.
Okay.
Y'all can find it on Facebook.
I was just gonna ask Mac. Hey Mac, could you do that, bro? You gonna take family pictures?
Family pictures.
And we got a lot from that. Like, are y'all serious?
She probably got called crazy the most.
I have got something from like saying I was gonna do this show. Like I got so like, don't let nobody knock you off your square. Like don't let nobody knock you out your position. And
you know what?
Just
not y'all per se,
but just the situation because it's like
it's real life.
It's basically like you were married to him.
Yeah.
So what do you like? Really, you ain't. There's nothing for you to have. You know, you don't have to prove. And then, regardless of the situation, it's male and male. So they still like, don't be bashing. Don't be doing this. Don't be doing that. And it's like
we at the
nobody. We not doing
bash.
that.
Hold on. We at the all this show do not bash nobody. No baby mamas. No baby daddies. None of that good stuff. So if you have any questions, don't ask the guests. Come ask me. Come ask Broke Dusky.
And the reason why I reached out to the show is because we on a mission.
Yeah.
We're on a mission. But people don't really want to talk about the real.
They don't.
It's true.
A lot of this stuff happened, bro.
People
like
do not want to really talk about this.
Yeah.
And none of this stuff
one thing that I always like to say is God is real.
Yeah.
Our faith,
very real,
definitely helped in our healing process. But I wanted to share that it was not always pretty.
It wasn't.
But
she
is
had
it
my
possible?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I do. It's not intentionally. Right?
It's not. No.
I have the best
interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said just a few weeks ago. She told me you toxic, and I was like,
"But you said you toxic."
Definitely
I did, but I didn't want her calling me toxic.
Different situation.
So you're the only person who can call.
No, she can't call me toxic. No, see, I need a real friend. I need a friend who's gonna hold me accountable. It was the context. It was the context of what we was talking about.
Okay, I had time to get a shirt to say she toxic.
And I'm like, now we laughed about it, right?
Yeah,
but I had to let her tell her like, my feelings was a little hurt.
Like, was hurt,
you know,
and I didn't realize
I've grown a lot.
Because my thing now is...
I don't think she said it to be malicious.
I wasn't. I was saying... I told her, I'm like, I think you like toxic situations.
A little bit.
Do you?
And I'm just like...
So why did that hurt your feelings?
Because nobody wants to hear that. Nobody want to hear it.
What?
So why say it then?
I'm being truthful.
We want to hear it.
Because in that situation, I was like,
who baby is that?
Yours? I'm her baby's godmom.
Yes, she is.
The last one.
Yeah. Yes, she is.
So
what I'm saying is like it took us time to get here. And what I was saying, like I see a lot of couldn't be me.
Oh, for sure.
Could never be me.
But
we all know what that means is that y'all dumb.
Yeah.
Right? We all know what
at the end of the day, I told you it could be me because of what I say I don't do. But all it takes is for a woman to be able to dupe me. You know what I'm saying?
Then what?
And the thing is like
it's me.
It can happen so fast,
especially
and that's why
how you love the kids.
I just tell people
hypothetically,
you
speaking.
never
you
know.
Don't never have kids.
No, but hold on. But hypothetically speaking, right? You meet a female, y'all have a baby. she give it a dude to have another baby.
Why you gonna give me a hypothetical?
She did. By you loving the kids, I know you said you couldn't be cool, but there would be some type of concern for that kid.
Oh, I can have concern.
You know what I'm saying?
Shoe on the other foot, I could never be this close with the whole situation. And
hypothetically,
but hold on,
but yeah,
I can be cool with the other person's child like it's nothing.
You said
you want your brother to go or sister to go on vacation with us, cool. Had them fill out something from their mama or daddy, whoever. Right.
But even then, though,
sending it to us, showing me like a permission slip. Right. Have them here. I don't want to talk to them.
There'd be no issues as far as the kids.
As far as the children, it would never
this
be.
Happened a lot.
I'm not going to fight, argue, or
we could both sit here and say that we never thought, nor did we have an intent to be friends.
No, I don't.
We never got that vibe.
You got signal?
Yeah.
Mine said we wait.
We got ended. They tired of us.
We've been going all the time. Right
Is it? Oh, it's just me. Okay, cool. Keep going.
So I don't think we ever thought that.
Her ex-husband, amazing.
I would shout him out, but I don't want it to be taken no type of way.
Shout out to the man we can't shout out.
Yeah. No name number 2.
Stepped up though. It was a tough situation for everybody all around, I believe.
Because we left out the part where me and my ex-husband tried to reconcile after the twins.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after you had the twins.
After I had the twins.
Was this after or before the talk that you had with them?
What you mean?
When you
this
said
is after she had the talk
with who?
With them.
Oh yeah, it was after.
So after that talk,
me and my ex was gonna reconcile. We had.
So how did he? What was his words to you? Did you approach him about reconciling, or did he approach you?
No, he wanted to work on our relationship. He wanted to work on our marriage, and I said I was hesitant because I'm like, I don't want no get backs.
Yeah.
And he a Scorpio.
It take a lot of maturity. Heavy. It take a lot of maturity for a Scorpio to learn how to get past that and let that emotion just go through you. Because my natural instinct is, I'm gonna get you back.
I'm gonna get you back.
One
way or the other.
That's magic.
One way or the other, and they'll wait.
When your birthday?
Is it
October 25th? I had to think about it. I'm tired.
So I was scared to reconcile because I thought my husband was waiting to get back at me since I had kids on him. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, no. But I loved him and he loved me, and we were really gonna work through it. But that part where it didn't work is because I was not healed. So I didn't think that somebody could really love me past that because I didn't love me past that. Gotcha. So then I was pushing him away.
You think he was sincere?
And then I'm like, now I'm going to project it on you. Like, you really don't want me. You really don't want this.
Was he serious? Do you think
he
was?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was. And he loved, to this day, treats all my children very well. Mm-hmm. He loves the twins. The twins call him dad.
Yeah.
That he's been there since day one. He wanted to be in labor and delivery, and I'm like, that's a little weird for me. Like, I didn't know what to do. Yeah. It was just weird for me. Yeah.
And he got a lot of blessings.
He got so much flack for just being kind.
I'm sure.
Yep. He did.
I'm sure.
He got called stupid. You a simp. You a this. You that. It's people better than Brianna. But he, for real, he really loves me. And so, shout out to him.
Shout out.
And for children and doing right by our kids.
Yeah.
What's the biggest lesson that y'all learned from this?
Oh, don't mess with other people's men. No.
Well, don't mess with other people's men. Not for you. We're gonna put that on the web.
But that is true.
That's big.
On both sides.
There you go.
Right. Mine too.
You was messing with somebody else's man?
We're not doing. That's another story for another day.
Okay. In the beginning, I'm like, nah, like what I do, but I know what I did.
You want to tell us about some of these stories?
No,
just the all in show. Go all in.
You know. No.
What happened when you go all in?
You said it.
When you go all in, what happened?
No, I just you reap what you sow. So
it comes back.
Karma.
It comes back, whether it's slow or fast. It comes back. Yeah.
Whether it's slow or fast,
it's gonna come back and hit you. So you just, you really gotta, I think, stick to that golden rule that everybody's taught. Treat others how you want to be treated. Mm-hmm. What you put out into this world is what you get back. And then if you do find yourself in a situation like this, okay, what now? You can't take it back. Don't do what I did. You know, you hurt, okay, but you need to do what you need to do for you to heal.
Right.
Back to that healing word, right?
Right.
And then what's next?
Well, we always constantly heal. You never actually ever truly heal,
right?
Because you get different scars.
Yeah,
so, you know, you may learn to deal with one, right?
And then something else might come.
So then let me
another
ask
scar
you a
and fill up a little bit.
Let me ask you a question. Are there any things that still trigger you to go back to a time where we weren't good?
Oh, on camera. That's a good question.
I'm gonna take your job.
No, hell no. I ain't wrote nothing down. Yes. You already started the show the best.
Right.
You good though? You did real good. I don't give up my
Yeah.
Hollywood Square.
There you go.
Okay.
Come on, Hollywood Square. Come on.
Oh, sorry, Charmane.
You smart. Yeah.
What?
Sometimes.
That's exactly my head. I said, yeah. What? Sometimes things trigger her. You have to give them.
No, I'm saying, what is it?
Yeah.
Again, this is. I'm not bashing because I really truly feel that the Father loves all his children in the best way that he knows how.
If you bash, we'll stop. You don't work, you won't.
But there are times when there are moments when he's more so reaching out to our children together, and then there are moments where it's dead silence. And whenever that dead silence comes, I know that he's more so reaching out to the twins, which I want. I want you to have a relationship with them, right? But it takes me back to that feeling of abandonment, so to speak. But that's a me issue because, again, I had dealt with abandonment since I was a kid from my dad, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not over that. So that's a trigger for me sometimes. I know that. And even to this day, even though I don't require it of her, oh, she's still going. There's nothing that he can come and tell me that she hasn't already told me. Right. So now I'm just looking like, oh, I just gotta act like I don't know nothing. Because trust, when y'all got done talking or whatever the case may be, we'll probably talking 5 minutes later. And like, have you talked to? Oh, cause he just like, you know what I'm saying? Again, that's a me thing, though.
No, I understand it.
I don't take it out on her. At least I try not to. But I know that if I do, she gonna call me out on it. Like, hey,
as she should.
You know, and she should. And she should, because
ain't no
going backwards.
No going backwards.
There's no going backwards.
If I can't sister the wife,
but I want to put this in there, and the reason why I asked that, because I'm gonna always bring it back spiritually.
What about you? Same question go for you.
So I'll answer. I don't have a trigger in that regard because again, I didn't have that same connection, right?
Right.
My trigger,
not for the lack of me trying to put it on you.
My trigger for me is my children will never get their father.
Yeah.
They'll always be beside children.
Oh, I don't mean to. Ma, now you watching? I tagged you 20 hours. Now you watching, Ma? You missed all the good parts, Ma. Keep it.
So for me, it's kind of hurtful because from my children's perspective, I think they'll never get their father. They'll always be the side children, and
that hurts.
It is. It's like, man, you don't want to put that on your kids. Like, you do everything in your power to not repeat certain behaviors, and then here we are. Like, dang. So for that, like, I almost like apologize to my kids without telling them too much. Yep. Because at the same time, I do want to protect me. They look at me still as their superhero.
Yeah.
And then maybe that one day they're going to grow up and think my mom was a hoe. I want nothing to do with her, type of thing. Like, they might have some resentment.
Even when you find out certain stuff like that as a child, though, that has nothing to do with you. Because at the end of the day, you still a person first.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
But
Brianna,
when you
the mom, is separate.
You never had no things where you like,
Yeah, there's stuff I found out about my parents where where it's like, what?
I wasn't there.
But that ain't got nothing to do with me. In the moment, it's a whoa. But as a mature adult, you go, that mother was grown. Do what you gotta do. Ain't my business. Or they was trying to get grown.
Y'all be able to do it. Because for me, when I found out some things about my parents, I'm like, and you was doing all this preaching.
Yeah.
Right? So I just I don't think I want my image tarnished. So maybe that's a selfish thing.
When you make mistakes, why you think where the preaching come from? I can't preach for something I don't know.
That's true.
Right?
That's so true.
I can't preach all
But it's certain things that I just don't want the perception of. That's it. I mean, that's the reality.
One plus one gonna be two.
Regardless of what you want or not, it's a law.
But that's what I'm saying. That's my trigger. That's where I'm at. Yeah. So, but I say this, like I said, giving thanks to God. Is
she went to church on this one?
No, for real. Cause when you do things good, and when you're working on this path, the enemy likes discord and confusion,
don't they?
So the reason why I'm extra guarded to protect what we have is because the enemy likes to come in different ways and things that you never thought about. It's ways to get in and cause division. Yeah. And if you go carnal because we can, I can take it there with you. I got you, or I know you. Yeah. And we start to do those things, and we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
Yep.
So it's not that person. It just might be the spirit that comes in to try to divide us. Right. So I'm very guarded when it comes down. So when people come in and try to say, well, y'all shouldn't do that, me and her have to stay planted.
Flat-footed.
I was nervous to come on here because we got an image to uphold, and we sharing real life details.
It started rough, but it came out beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? But the enemy likes to come in and distort things. You know how you get a video clip and that clip be 12 seconds and they done ran with this 12-second clip.
Yeah.
I ain't watched
none of it. Somebody on this show
is gonna run with it.
It's gonna take one clip, run the whole narrative, and hopefully we go viral. I'm just gonna say, but we gonna have the facts, right?
Right.
But then if something pop off, if we're not all on one accord, it could cause some type of division.
Yeah.
So when it come down to me and ours, our 8, 9, because I have a 5th child now, but not by no name, right? No. So 5th child.
No name. I had to say it. So it's just for the show.
Our village is children of 9, and we come deep. Very deep with ours, right? We roll through this mud, so
we're gonna make it happen.
You got any other questions? I only got one more.
What's that?
You got it?
Do you?
No.
What do y'all think each other about? Like in this moment now, who y'all both are? What are y'all thankful for about the other? So what are you thankful for about her now? Oh. So everything is gone.
Yeah.
We have gone through all that transition. We're not talking about it may be focused on the children, but we're not talking about the children. Mm-hmm. We're not talking about the father or the parents. We talking about y'all. Yeah. Y'all relationship and where it veers and what y'all thankful for about each other.
I'm thankful for Charmane's. She's like one of the strongest women I know.
Yeah? How so?
She has taken a lot of beat downs, right? Like life be lifing with her.
Especially with the windows.
And
man, one of the dumbest moments in my life.
Did we all make mistakes?
Baby, when we put this film together, and that's why I gotta keep footage. But anyway,
I want her to go play me.
No auditioning for
Gotta be another Virgo.
I'm thankful for just her perseverance. She's inspiring to me. And I love how passionate she is. And one thing that I always appreciate about her is her honesty. You cannot find it. Because good, bad, or ugly, she's honest. And I can always respect that. So I respect her. I'm thankful for, those traits.
I love you.
You can't even top that. Come on. Let's get it. You can't even, come on. She's going to have to cry.
I can make myself cry now.
Hold on, let me get started.
So no, okay. So I'm thankful for Brianna because, a multitude of things. Right. Number one, I feel like she has leveled up my life in a lot of ways.
Leveled up your life, huh?
Yeah, honestly. There are things that I didn't want to address or deal with, like she said, because life be life and sometimes. And you have to put on this face of, everything is fine. I don't go through nothing outside of what y'all have seen, like there's nothing going on. Like I'm perfectly cool, but on the inside I'm not. Mentally I'm breaking down, and she can see that. She is not just my friend and sister wife, whatever people call us, but she is my spiritual partner. She is my prayer partner. She gonna hold me up in prayer. My kids up in prayer, regardless of the situation. Like she don't have to love my kids. She don't have to love one. She helps my mother. Okay. She don't have to do that at all. So there is a very intelligent, and you're welcome. She want to see everybody connected to her win, and she ain't gonna hold back nothing. If there's something that she know that could help others, she gonna let you know. Like she ain't no hater. You know what I'm saying? She's my yin to my yang. So
they like Lieutenant Dan Forrest Gump.
Man, bruh.
This how we gonna close out. Like
that breath tastes like cigarette, Lieutenant Dan.
You okay, Lieutenant?
Yeah, y'all. I'm proud of you. Proud of y'all. Y'all should write a book. It's a lot.
We are.
We are.
It's in the works.
When is this book coming out?
It's in the works.
Okay.
Because we need a part 2 with our moms.
We definitely want to do a part 2 with moms.
Bring them in.
Mama Dukes.
Let them get their words off. We'll
if
sit off
anybody
camera.
else want to come on and speak, man,
drop y'all questions.
Yeah.
Just no hate, no hate.
We ain't here to bash, no hate, but it's a platform to talk about whatever it is you feel like you want to talk about.
I'll say no more.
We thank y'all for real.
We thank y'all.
Y'all got any questions for each other before we wrap this? We always end the show with shout outs. He knew what's coming.
Hey.
He already throwing it at me. So me. Who I want to shout out? Trying to think of somebody I need to shout out.
Shout out to the girl that didn't get pregnant. No.
Lord have mercy.
I shout out every woman I laid up with ain't got pregnant. Thank you. Thank you.
Damn thing.
Thank you. Thank you. Some of you may see it again, but thank you.
Because baby, I think I'm going out like this.
She said it, I mean it. My mama like that. Okay. So, shout out to my mom. She just started her fitness journey. She out here hitting blocks. I think she up to 12-9 a day, which is she started at 3.
Okay.
That was just a week ago. So be proud of your mama. That's really my mama.
Okay.
You know.
What?
Be proud of your mama. That's really my mama.
What?
It's my mama.
That's his mama. He's saying.
All right.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
She didn't say y'all
he said stop playing with him.
Mama.
Man. Shout out to the nephews. They balling out.
Yeah. Shout out.
Yeah. Shout out to the jobs that pay me.
Amen.
They help pay for this show.
Yeah.
Shout out to the sponsors for the show.
Standing ovation.
Okay. Hollywood Harwell at this point.
Yeah.
What you got? You want to let them go?
Yeah, y'all go.
Yeah, I'll go.
We've been talking this long.
Shout out to that bug.
Shout out, man.
All right.
You like you saying bug, huh? Like, don't even know what we at. She got real defensive.
People, you don't say bug in the house.
What?
Like, what?
We don't say, what is that fly? Bug. No. That's how you said it.
Say bug.
You can say fly,
insect.
Shout out to God.
Honeybee.
Waking me up. I was supposed to say that. What you got, bro?
Shout out to everybody, man.
Everybody.
I ain't got nobody. So shout out to everybody.
You got somebody.
Who doing something in
Hey.
their life positive.
Yeah,
I got it.
yeah.
Shout out to all the kids.
Shout out to the. So we've been doing our lives. We've been averaging a minimum of 1,500 for the last couple weeks with our lives. So we appreciate all the people tuning in. We don't care if it's for 5 seconds, 20 seconds. Keep tuning in. We appreciate you. So
thank y'all for watching and being guests.
Positive feedback.
And yeah, man. That's it. That's all I got today. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for y'all transparency.
Thank y'all.
And reaching out, wanting to come on the show and talk. Y'all know this major, you know what I'm saying? No matter how comfortable y'all are, this is a serious subject. So for y'all to come on the show and, you know, we appreciate
you. Yeah, what's your shout out?
Appreciate y'all.
I shout out to God
first and foremost.
Big G-O-D.
Big G-O-D.
I just hear your whole voice.
I see that. Because I don't like them little G-O-Ds. I be mad.
Well, I be mad. Like, what is you doing?
With a big G.
Yes.
That's just me. That's what come out.
Because little G mean
page right. Little G.
You better.
I wish you would.
Look, put the arrow down body.
Big old little D.
Put the arrow down body.
Because they playing, and guess what? God ain't even gonna let it type. Okay. Whole keyboard gonna get stuck. No, but
I was waiting on you saying it ain't real.
It ain't real.
Waiting for the live.
It ain't real.
So it be video signal.
We are live. Live from the trash.
That shit ain't real.
Bottom of the trash.
Shout out to my children.
Shout out to the kids.
Thank you. I love y'all so much.
Yes.
Shout out to my mom.
Yes.
And to Granny. She know who she is.
Okay.
And shout out to my pastor.
Our pastor.
Pastor Grace Gordon Smith.
Yeah.
Kingdom Life Center.
Yeah. We was waiting on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
For laboring with us.
Yes.
Say your name.
Yes.
I wasn't scared. I just didn't want to embarrass her.
No. You put her on this episode? No.
But I want to thank her from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah.
What I say privately is publicly. Like, thank you for teaching us.
Okay.
Thank you for keeping the word of God true. Thank you for living clean.
Yes, staying on your face.
Thank you for interceding. Thank you for everything that you do. And to Prophetess Kat, she doesn't have social media.
But we
Prophetess
love you.
Kathy Smith, that's our co-pastor.
Yeah, shout out.
Thank you for every word of encouragement every time. I mean, we real life single moms over here right now.
Yeah.
And I still desire to be married. So shout out to my future husband.
Shout out to him.
Same.
Shout out that I will.
So y'all still believe in marriage? Y'all still
I do.
Definitely.
Very much so.
Definitely. And I've learned about myself, and I'm gonna come correct.
Yeah.
I'm like, next time this come up,
it's gonna be right.
Like, I know how to shut up. I know what I want to eat, bro. Like, I'm sure. Okay.
That ain't true, because remember, if he go to that Wendy's, if you watch some first episode, if he go to the Wendy's and he don't get it right,
I'm specific, because I don't really like repeating myself. But for my new husband, I will repeat myself.
Yeah.
I'm humbling myself.
Yeah.
Well, you ain't got to write it down.
I don't care what social media is talking about. Marriage is still right. Holiness is still right.
That's right.
And I'm striving every day. And I'm going to be, you can call it submissive, you can call it whatever the case is. That's what Brianna going to be. Shishani. Shout out to the future.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
And Brianna, bro.
Man, look.
If she can not have a problem repeating that Wendy's order,
man, look.
You may have a chance at that Wendy's start hurting your stuff.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, man, I want to give you a shout out, bro.
Uh-oh. What I do?
Other day, man, you got me to run that 3K.
Yeah.
Running this straight through.
Yeah.
He worked my nerves.
Yeah.
After a while upstairs. He worked my nerves through the whole deal. But we had a big conversation about it. It was really appreciative. I'm being playful when I say work my nerves.
Get off your ass, my boy.
Yeah. And each mile broke the time that I normally run a mile.
Every time.
So I normally run it over 15 minutes, and they were all well under 15. So trying to be like
pissed him off a little bit, had him run a little fast.
Oh yeah, I was trying to get away from him.
Yeah,
leave me alone. Now my chest is burning right now. Just you mentioned it.
I was so sore.
I was on like
well, let her get her shout out.
But I do have a 5K.
Like this, run.
I'm gonna start having him film me do a couple runs because I do have a 5K coming up.
It's his birthday today.
You do it. Hold on.
I am running an actual 5K event.
Yeah,
be in August 5th. We're gonna do a recap on it because I don't want folks just showing up that I don't know. It happens. I ain't man. I get the weirdest stalkers. Who was talking about this? I just got catcalled the other day and it just upset me. I'm a grown man. I don't know how y'all deal with it.
You don't like it?
I don't like being catcalled.
Catcalled?
Catcall them, y'all.
You know what a catcall is?
No.
Shorty.
Oh, that's what y'all call that.
Big sexy.
If I knew how to whistle.
Okay.
Hey, Big Sexy, bring your ass back over here. Talking to.
Big Red.
It was
right.
grown up. They
That's a
said
grown
that too.
woman, yeah.
You don't like it.
Cut the show.
You don't like it? Am I Denise Huxley?
You don't like
Give
it.
her a shout out.
Cut the show. Oh, you ain't do your
Shout out.
No.
I didn't.
You was taking so long, but we
I didn't. You started talking. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Go bust it out.
One, I want to
You talk
piggyback
too
off
much.
she was saying with the with our pastor and co-pastor. I want to thank them for being obedient to God. They don't give you nothing that God don't say to give. Shout out to my mama. Shout out my brother Marcus. It's his birthday today.
Okay.
Happy
Shout out,
31st
shout
birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
Shout out to my kids, to my mommy, her mama, Nana. Yeah, just and those who, man, my cousin Shanice. Shout out to her.
Cousin Shanice.
Shout out, cousin.
Yeah. I don't really.
She not my cousin. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to her.
That's it.
That's about it.
Thank
yeah,
y'all.
my circle small.
That's it, y'all. Cut the show. We out of here. Thank y'all
right.
very much. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Kankakee up in this bitch. Kankakee up in this bitch.